opinions and statements expressed in this video are solely our own and do not reflect the views, opinions, or positions of Glass Aqua or any associated affiliates, subsidiaries, division, or extensions thereof.
Oh no, his clothes fell off. I'm sorry, Toya, for exposing you. Too rough for this.
Why did you let it fall off? It was off perfectly.
He's worn. Alright,
And we're back.
episode 2. And we finally figured out a name for this segment, right? What is it called?
We are going to be calling this Tank Talk.
Tank Talk.
Pretty simple, straightforward name, but
Tank Talk, where Glass Aqua,
talks about tanks.
yes.
Anyways, as you can see, it is quite cold in Southern California today.
Yes, weather report is saying
Weather report is, let's see, what is the weather right now? Weather
it's cold.
right now.
We have like 5 layers of clothes on.
Yeah, so currently,
Wow.
actually, it is 49 degrees
Fahrenheit.
That is very cold for
Southern
us.
California. It feels like it's snowing. And it's
We have
pretty
a
dangerous driving.
in the lower 60s this upcoming week, so wish us luck.
Laugh at us all you want, but it's pretty cold.
Okay, well,
Anyways,
let's get started with
Tank Talk.
take one.
Yeah, so just a quick recap. These episodes are for creative feedback on user-submitted aquascapes and tanks. And we will give our honest feedback. We've been told to attack these aquascapes based on your comments and your feedback from episode 1. So no bars held. Just
I'll be
don't
holding the laptop today, so John has to bend his time.
Don't be offended. We're only here to help you improve. We're not just here to judge or be offensive in any type of way,
Okay,
for sure.
you're rambling. Okay, on to tank one.
Tank 1.
First tank is from a Brian. And the message says, it's a 4-year-old scape that began as a low-tech setup and over the years evolved into a high-tech tank that doubles as a plant grow-out tank. I do have a few things growing out for another scape at the moment, such as the moss tree, some valves, polysemon, etc. But I still try to keep things as nice as possible in the tank. The carpet is a mix of Liliopsis brasiliensis and Dwarf Sagittaria for a more natural, wild look.
So he has Microsword and Dorsag as a foreground.
Yes.
Interesting combination.
Okay, so let's see the tank.
Did he say this is a grow out tank? He's currently using it as a grow out tank. That's what he's saying, right? This is a very nice grow out tank.
Nicer than our own
I like that.
back in the day.
I like that. I honestly like that. I guess the only real thing that stands out to me is that awkward Java fern in the center of the tank. And that's
Wait,
wrong.
I'm trying to tell. Where is your substrate? It looks so thin.
Oh, it's probably one of those framed
Okay, it's a
tanks.
frame tank.
So you can't see the substrate level, which is kind of cool actually. You have a ton of equipment in your tank. Usually we prefer the cleaner look, but I mean, whatever equipment is working for you.
I mean, if it's a grow out tank, it doesn't really matter.
Right. I mean, it's all the equipment he's using is working for him. So I personally think this is one of the greatest grow out tanks I've seen.
I'm not sure what you're growing these plants out for.
Probably a bigger tank. I mean, valves and all that Java frame looks huge. So Pogosamon is huge too.
I would say my gripe is that piece of wood on the right. I don't like it.
Looks like a hand. It looks like a claw.
Yeah, it's just a little weird, but I don't know. Can we really judge a
Grow out tank, right? Because he stated it's a grow out tank, so it's not like a full on tank display tank or anything like that. So you kind of got us on a biased side because we're judging it based on the fact that it's a growout tank, right? Not an Aquascape layout / design. It's just a really nicely put together growout tank, right? But I really like how the dorsag and the Liliopsis kind of grew in together. You can obviously tell which one is the faster grower.
If we were judging this as not a growout tank,
Yeah, the claw needs to change for sure.
I would say
The rock next to the claw needs to be shorter or less apparent, I feel like.
I would say your plant growth is good and it's healthy, but if this
Excellent.
were an actual tank and not I mean it is a tank, but if it weren't being used as a grout tank, I would say that there's not really, I don't really see any direction in this layout.
I mean, I guess there's some depth in this layout, but it's not pronounced enough. If you look in the center, it kind of leads
It looks
you
like there's
towards
supposed to be
the
a
back.
path towards
Yeah.
the back right,
But since he's just letting things grow out, there's no like detailed care going into this.
I mean nothing wrong with it. Overall, I don't really have much to say.
I
It's-
mean, the valves are out of place. Personally, I feel like. I mean, there's just only like 3 or 4 springs going up. But I mean, it's a grow tank. You can't really judge it based on that.
Okay, grout tank.
Yes.
Good
grow-out
grout tank.
Yes.
Next.
Next, tank number 2. Okay.
It is a tank from
Tartufo.
Tartufo.
Sorry if we mispronounced names, as we said in episode 1. Sometimes we get different names and
This is only episode 2, but I already feel a little bit more comfortable.
yeah.
Okay, tank.
Tank number 2. Okay. I believe that spider wood was very long and thick. I think it's a little.
Honestly, I think this scape would look better without the wood.
Or if you're gonna use wood, add a few more pieces because that really takes away from the scape. I feel like because it literally looks like you just laid down the piece of wood and called it a day.
I think this point right here is a little, it's kind of an abrupt stop in the overall flow of the wood, so it kind of just cuts your tank a little bit.
And it's too bare. I feel like the wood itself is too bare. If you kind of hit it a little with some moss and whatnot, it would be less abrupt because it goes foreground, very plain, and then to bare wood, and then to a bunch of plants.
Healthy, albeit.
Yeah, healthy, but your eyes kind of get scattered around, you know? A lot of open space, then it's an open piece of wood that's exposed.
I don't think it's bad.
It's not bad.
I really think your scape would look better if you took the wood out. Because if you look at it, it would be like
Triangular.
like a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. But let your hair grass grow out in the foreground and either take out the wood, cover it up a little, or add a few more pieces. It just needs detailed work.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what is this? Is that a crypt?
That looks like a crypt to me.
Crypt's a little random.
Yeah. There's a little bit. That's like the crypt I don't know. It's a crypt.
Your glass is clean.
Yep.
Your glassware is clean.
Glassware is clean,
It's usually
as you can see. It's pretty clean today. Alright, I mean, I guess that's all I have to say about this. No, we can probably do 10. Leave a comment below if you guys want us to do 10. Because I'm trying to convince her and she only wants to do 5.
5's a good number.
But it's not a lucky number.
Okay, next tank. This one is from a Norbert.
It's a 17-gallon tank, rimless. Okay.
Thanks in advance for the feedback. Cheers.
So it's a Iwagumi setup using dragonstone, 3 plants, sonogram repens,
That's weapons.
Monte Carlo,
Hair
looks
grass.
like mini hair grass. Yep. Clean and simple.
Is there anything on the rocks? What's
Some
that?
moss.
Algae.
That's some moss. Yeah, that's some moss.
And algae.
And algae. I mean, you're gonna get the thing about Iwagumi scapes is because the plant mass is so little compared to, say, a fully planted stem tank. You're gonna get you're gonna have a lot more, I would say, like algae issues, but not really crazy algae issues like you'll see in mishandled tanks. I guess the biggest thing that we've experienced with our Iwagumi setups is that you'll get green dust algae, green spot algae. Those are the most common in Iwagumi scapes. Just because the plant mass, it's not like stems where they suck up nutrients in the water column super quick. That will occur a lot on the glass and the rocks itself. So some people like the naturalness of it. A little green algae on the rocks give it that natural look rather than a super clean rock look.
I think one thing that I don't like about dragonstone is even if you were to try to, let's say, scrape or brush that algae off, it's really dusty and it's really crumbly.
It's like a chalky rock. I mean, I get why people like it because of the textures and the pores and the characteristics it gives off, but personally, I don't like the yellowish tone of dragonstone. It's just my opinion. And I feel like, honestly, it's almost like a easy cheater way of making an Iwagumi work.
Dragonstone comes in great shapes.
Yeah, a dragonstone is easy to shape if you want to shape it a certain way. The textures are great, but the rock color is not too natural to me, and I don't know, it just makes Iwagumi so easy, which is why I get the appeal of it. But that aside, personal opinions aside,
These are our personal opinions.
yeah, I know, but that's just me. I feel like you have 2 main rocks, that's good.
Wait, pause, I have 2 because I don't like where your drop checker is.
I would move that drop checker.
And it's just your CO2 diffuser.
It is,
I get your placement, but I just think it looks a little...
yeah, your CO2 diffuser is kind of awkwardly slanted.
But hey, I mean, your plants are doing well, so...
I mean,
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, he's doing something right. So, I mean, rock aside, slight algae aside, drop checker aside, it looks like you have really good flow, which is good for CO2 dissipation and dispersion throughout the tank.
I would remove this rock on the back right.
Honestly, my own opinion is with how the rocks are, the 2 main rocks don't bother me. But it makes me feel like because you have 2 massive main stones, you need a medium-sized stone that's probably half the size of the 2 massive stones. You have 2 big rocks and a ton of
Little
baby rocks. You need medium rocks. It's either that or you go with a ton more small rocks. Right.
This baby rock on the right,
It just looks.
it looks a little out of place.
It looks very bald.
It kind of just looks like it's like sticking out.
Yeah. I would make the left side, because the whole left side is pointed upwards to the right. I would make the furthest back left pointed upwards right, and then scatter some more rocks. I feel like this is healthy growth. Everything's good. It's going according to plan. But you just need some more detailed rocks when it comes to the hardscape.
I like your plant placement. You put
Plant
the
placement is
instructions in a good spot.
Yeah.
I particularly I like this spot right here. I like this.
You like where all three plants converge, and you can still separate the different textures of each plant, which is great. You have that going for you. That's perfect. Like, as the tank ages, plants seem to kind of merge together, and you can just kind of get this like blender look. That doesn't look too good, but you kind of kept that. You kept this different plant species in their place, which is actually a lot of maintenance and a lot of care, a lot of detail work. So good job on the plants. You just need to work on your hardscape and some of your equipment placement. But otherwise, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Your glass is clean.
Yeah, I've seen worse.
Your pipes are clean.
And
it's very simple. Like you don't have too much going on.
well, that's the beauty of Iwagumis, right? There's like a simple yet complex look to it.
I don't see any fish though.
Yeah, add some fish. Add some fish and more rock,
fish.
right?
Would
I
help.
think some green neons would look nice in here. Green neon tetras. Always. Kuputa? That's for something red. Ember?
Chilies.
Chili what?
Raspberries.
Oh, chili raspberries.
I think chili raspberries would look really cute in
He
here.
would need a
Or
ton
even
because this is 17 gallons.
or even axolotls.
He would need a ton.
Would look nice.
But yeah,
Or if you do like the orange, go for some embers.
Ember tetras. Yep.
They would look good.
Harlequin raspberries.
Because all of your plants are bright green. Not even just green, bright green.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Good job on maintaining the plants. Your plants love it, so now just add some details.
I can tell though that your substrate is
So basically, I think what
I
happened.
know plants grow like over time it kind of just
Yeah.
falls.
So if you have a slope like that high, when you start to grow out your tank and substrate gets moved around, that's what happens. When he was doing the hardscape, it kind of pushed the substrate all around and he didn't really fix it. But in this case, I don't really mind. All he needs to do is trim it in a perfectly U shape.
That's good.
Add some more details and
It's crazy that this is a 17-gallon tank because to me it looks like a nano tank.
it looks like a nano tank.
Which we're not trying to
Yeah.
not trying to say that you're making it look smaller because I know that the idea is to make things look bigger. But
In the nature aquarium style, you want to make things look bigger and more impactful in a smaller tank rather than the opposite. But that's because that's what's happening because he's putting a ton of baby rocks and not enough big rocks. So
yeah, I would have never actually known if you hadn't told us that
Yeah.
this is a
I would have guessed like
larger tank.
a little nano tank,
Maybe like a
5
5-gallon?
gallon. Yeah. So that's what I mean by he needs to add some medium rocks to give it that impact, to give it that depth. Because right now the baby rocks just make it seem like your tank's really small. It gives that impression.
Tank 4. This is from Sky. This is a 5.5-gallon nano tank stocked with only a guppy and 6 amount shrimp.
Why only one guppy though?
This is my first planted tank.
That guppy looks hilarious.
Oh,
I want to zoom in on that guppy. That guppy. Face.
Okay, I love your guppy's face. He looks so stinking happy.
He looks satisfied by himself. Actually, I thought he would have looked lonely or sad.
He looks really fat too.
He looks.
He looks healthy.
He looks
Healthy.
satisfied. Yeah. Okay. This looks like.
Your guppy almost just cancels out the entire tank for me, actually.
Yeah. this looks like a beginner scape. I mean, and when I say beginner, don't get offended because what I mean by beginner is plant choices. All the plant choices you have are easy.
It's like Anubias, Winterloaf,
Jogfern,
Moss,
Java Moss,
Marable Ball,
and the dwarf lilies. Yeah, and they're placed in the typical spot you would place a beginner would place plants. Like there's no rhyme or reason. It's like, oh, I like this plant. Oh, I like that plant. Oh, I heard that plant was easy, so I'm gonna get all that and just boom, 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 right? There's no real like movement or placement or depth, right? But the growth is excellent. I mean, look at that. Unless it's like you just got it fresh and you just plopped it in the tank. But let's just give Sky the benefit of the doubt and say Sky grew it out and it looks like that. And if that's the case, excellent work on growing it.
Now you just need to learn how to place it.
Yeah, it's all about placement, right? So
I see some choya wood back there.
yeah, there's choya wood,
maybe some like
river rock,
and some pebbles.
I would stick to certain types of textures and colors rather than have it red, gray, light tan, light brown, brown. And I would
I think one thing before we go more into that, I love your guppy, and I already stated that because I got really excited seeing his face. He just looks so happy, but I don't really think you need that many Amano shrimp, and I think you should trade them in for a few more guppy friends. Guppies are pretty, from what I know, we've never kept guppies, but I think they're social, right?
They're fine with being kept in confined spaces in tighter knit groups. They're social. They're very social fish. Colorful and social.
Yeah, that would be almost like
your guppy wants friends.
Your guppy wants friends.
He's happy and he wants to share his little happy self and his happy home with other friends.
With more guppy friends.
Yes.
Just don't get a female unless you want babies.
Unless you want hundreds of guppies to fill that tank the next day.
Yes, but back to the plants.
I would play with placement, right? Because you have big plants up front, you have small plants up front, you have a big lily that's super healthy. I would highlight that lily. It's such a nice looking lily right now.
And from the looks of it, it looks like it's doing really well in your sand. The rest of the plants don't need aquarium soil, really, so
it would benefit from it, but it doesn't really need it. That's what makes these plants easy. I would move it more. I would move the dwarf lily more towards the center, and place the green plants more around it.
Almost like a centerpiece.
Yeah, like use it as a centerpiece. It's a nice looking plant right now in your tank, unless you're trying to hide something back there. But I can't really tell what it is.
Yeah, and
it would also help hide the heater and a little bit of that filter. That's probably what's going on. Just trying to hide that filter, the in-tank filter. And the flow is making the lilies come out.
I think you're at a great start. If you want to learn more about marble balls, we also have a video of how to use them in different ways.
You can actually
check that out if you want. You could use the moss to wrap your wood, and there's so many things.
You can actually take apart the marble ball and you place them strategically. It won't hurt the plant. But a lot of people, because of the name and the nomenclature behind marble ball, people keep it in a ball. But you can do a lot of things with a marble ball.
You can just marble it.
You can literally glue it or attach it on different surfaces, and you split it up into different portions.
You can break it up and stick it in rock crevices.
Like the choya wood. And you can flatten it out. You can do a lot of things. So you don't have to keep your marble ball in a ball. It's just because the industry has led people to believe that because it's in the name, it should always stay that way.
They've been led to believe that Marimo balls do good in a little glass bottle on a table.
It'll survive.
It'll survive, yeah, but there are so many other things you can do with it.
But yeah, move around some plants, play around with textures.
Try the centerpiece thing.
Yeah.
You have a good base for it. And get your guppy friends, please.
Get your guppies and friends. They're very social fish. This one's looking pretty social to me.
He's so cute.
Tank number 5. Wow, we sped through this one.
This is from
Abby's. Yeah.
or Ben.
Let's just say Ben Wolf.
Okay. There's no message, just a photo. Okay.
You need more plants.
Beta tank.
First,
I have a
Error 404, hardscape not found.
I'm a beta bleep that.
Yes.
And now I'm not the type who will come after you if you don't provide the right environment for a beta, but I will try to tell you in a nice way a better approach to caring for your beta.
I think this is one of those situations
Well,
where
John said you need more plants.
or hardscape, or both. Betas do well with hiding spots. Well, not exactly hiding spots.
Well, right now
shade.
there is way too much open space for your beta.
It's like you're on the verge of an empty tank or a planted tank, but not really. So I guess you have to choose where you want to go. I think it's really just, I got some plants, threw it in there to decorate it a little, and that was that, right? But in order to keep your beta happy, they need some sort of reclusive areas where they can kind of go and shelter under.
Betas love to explore and weave through plants.
There is nothing to weave here.
That not only applies to males but also to females. They need a lot of coverage, and I'm not sure if this aquarium has a heater, but
no,
any
it's
beta-
tracking the heat because there's a thermometer there.
that doesn't mean that there's a heater though.
I mean, maybe it's room temperature, like it's good, you know?
Okay, well either way, any beta enthusiast will tell you you need a heater, you need a filter with gentle flow, and some will err on the side of 5 gallons minimum.
This is probably 5 gallons.
That's subjective. I think maybe around 2.5 will do, and you can attack me for that, but I'll attack you right back.
I think
it's a very subjective topic, and it's really, there are pros and cons to both sides, but basically have enough room for your beta, give it more plants.
I mean, there's an open center. It would change the tank completely if you were literally to put a centerpiece wood there even. Just as simple as that. Centerpiece wood.
I have so many feelings about betas that maybe I'll just make a separate video on betas by myself.
I mean, I think this is one of those situations where it was, hey, I have a beta, I want to make the beta's home nice and give him some plants and whatnot. Sorry if this is a female beta, but it looks like a male beta. It's a male beta. And you tried, and you put some plants in. No shame about that. I can't say anything bad about trying to grow plants. I mean,
I'm not trying to be harsh at all. You've given your beta a much bigger home than most people would or ever will. So
you've livened it up with some plants. But now it's time to choose whether you want to go full out and plant the tank, or add some more elements to it and make it more interactive for your beta. It just looks like Forgot to charge the batteries, so for all you vloggers out there, make sure you charge your batteries before you record. Amateur hour right here. So
sorry we didn't get to finish.
yeah, but basically you get the idea. The last tank was a beta tank. It didn't really have enough of anything. So we would say add some elements to that tank and your beta will be a lot happier and your tank will look a lot better. Either by adding wood or more plants or both. Just it's completely up to you. So I guess we're gonna go stick with the 5 tank type format for now. If you guys want us to do more tanks, let us know in the comments below. Or give us your feedback. We're still looking for feedback. It's kind of like a never-ending learning cycle for us too here. And yeah, I think we're gonna end it here. And
Any other videos you guys want us to do?
yes, so we'll end it off here. I think I said this multiple times because I don't know what to say. We're gonna sit here and freeze our asses off. And hopefully this chill goes away.
You need to stop cussing. We don't cuss that much. Maybe we do.
Sorry. We need to wash our mouths with soap. Anyways.
Okay, bye.
Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the
Comment,
notification bell. You know, you guys know the drill. So, we're wrapping this up. Bye.